Let's go to group number 2. Let's give them a big round of applause, everyone. Group number 2. Okay, group 2, fire shots over to you. Okay, Sabrina, over to you.
All right. So similarly to group 1, we are also doing smart services. So we also agree that we are at the introductory stage right now, where we are growing the awareness and building the awareness on smart services in Malaysia. So that is the current stage that we are right now. So on the second point, which is the objective. So again, we want to build the awareness that TM1 is a smart services provider in Malaysia. Secondly, we want to attract the targeted industries for smart services, because smart services, we believe that there are selected or targeted industries, rather than sapu semua industry lah. And then we also want to...
Sabrina, can you give some examples in terms of what kind of verticals you are targeting?
Okay, for smart services, it would be the likes of manufacturing, also smart cities, so it would be more of a public sector.
Yep.
And it can also be the likes of healthcare or smart healthcare services.
Okay. Not so much on agriculture?
And not that I know of right now. Unless there is a change in sales strategy, then we will support it as such.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we want to be the trusted partner, which means that we know what we are talking about and that people would refer us to us first. So we become sort of like the consultant. And ultimately, the ultimate objective is, of course, to become the leading enterprise digital service solution provider when it comes to smart services. Okay, so the next one would be our strategy. So how do we actually get there? Pretty much similar to the first group also, which is through content marketing, which will support our objective to become the top of mind, the thought leader. We also want to build a informative website, so people can actually search for the information quickly and easily.
Yes.
And another one that we want to add, I know is we have this experience center. So we believe that smart services, the value of smart services can only be appreciated through experience. So we want to deliver, we want to build this awareness through our customer experience center.
Perhaps the things that can you consider doing a virtual customer experience center?
Yeah, so that is where we talk about in the next part, which is
wow. Okay, sorry I preempted you.
Yeah,
sorry I preempted you.
Tactics or the action plan.
Okay.
So specifically, we plan to do search engine optimization management, SEO, SEM. So I put there in the bracket the R and A, so that refers to the race stage, because we are in the early stage, the awareness stage. So therefore, the tactics are mostly focused on R and A.
Very good.
So the first one is SEO, SEM. Secondly is content. But because we're still in awareness stage, we will focus more on bite size and tofu content. So it's something more of a higher level, not so technical, not so in-depth. We will also focus on the frequency of our posting. So we have the content, we want to do this regularly. So we focus on weekly postings, but we will target different verticals.
Yes.
Right. Number 4 would be building the solution campaign, basically promoting the product itself, the granular product lah, not so much on the solution. Fifth is building our presence on social media.
Yes.
So we want to improve the engagement through our social media like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And number 6 is KOL or influencer marketing.
Yes.
So that they can actually build the backlinks to our landing page.
Excellent. All right. So move on to number 5.
Okay, so
Sabrina.
these are a little bit more granular plans of our tactics. So when it comes to SEO, the first one that we mentioned was SEO. So the keywords, the first one is posting. So it's related to the content, the bite-sized content. So this is the channel basically. So we will post these contents on social media, like our FB, Twitter. We will also do ads on LinkedIn, and we target the specific verticals for smart
Okay,
services.
Sabrina, at this point, and also the attention for group number 2. Normally, when we talk about content distribution through social media or paid media, that should be the second last step. That's not going to be the first step. The first step is really to define the right keywords for SEO. So later on, you can change this posting through your own media and paid media, especially to the paid media and social media. That should be the last step. That should be the last step, not the first step. The first step is defining keywords, because from the keywords, then you can actually define your topics. Then from the topics, then you can actually look in terms of what are content assets that you can develop. Then from the content assets that you develop, then you match back to the persona, your customer persona. And then from there, you develop an editorial calendar. So the editorial calendar will have all the individual content assets for which persona, and you have a timeline. And this is where you put in your content distribution strategy, which is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's very important that the first thing that we do not identify which channel do we want to go into our paid ads. Don't jump into doing ads first. Sorry, Sabrina. I thought I just needed to add this point here.
Okay, can you repeat the second one? So the first one would be identifying your topics. So we can do this by keywords. So the second one would be...
So once you have the right keywords, then you can develop your topics for your content. So once you have the topic of the content, then you can develop your content assets. So the content assets could be like infographics, it could be a video, short video, it could be a webinar, it could be a display ad, it could be whatever content, different type of content types, right? Content types. Then from there, once you have that, you put it into your editorial calendar, which that match to the target market, which I call it the persona, right? The persona. Then from there, then only you look after evaluating your persona's media habits. Are they found in LinkedIn, or maybe they don't use a lot of Facebook, for example? Then only you look at content distribution strategy.
I see.
Yeah, so everything is put on the editorial calendar.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think we were just, brainstorming and writing down everything. So it's not really up, based on priority or anything like that.
It's okay. Yeah, that's the whole exercise, right? Just to get your thought stirring here, right? Okay, go on.
You. All right, so the basically the next one, which is supposed to be the first one, would be the keywords. So we've identified quite a bit of keywords here relating to smart services. So we've added things like IR for Malaysia, smart city in Malaysia, IoT providers. So this is what we believe would be the related keywords that is related to smart services.
Yep.
When people search for smart services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, you can verify it later on.
Yeah. Okay, so the number 3 is actually the content, the content type. So one of it is we want to have a collaboration with industry partners. We can deliver webinars through partners rather than going all by ourselves. So for example, like in IoT, we know that there are associations such as My IOTA, and we can also go with our technology partners like Huawei or SkyMine, so that we can actually reach a broader market rather than just doing it on ourselves. We will tend to focus on our own set of customers. So this is how we actually build and extend our reach. The next one, number 4, is also another type of content, which is short videos, because again, it is awareness stage. And number 5 is also a kind of short content, infographic, something easier to digest.
Yes.
And MOU, number 6, MOU is really related to PR lah. So we want to tell people that, hey, we are partnering with this person, we're delivering this, so they know that we are actually providing this service actually.
Yeah, I think you're doing a good job in this area. I've been seeing this a lot in my LinkedIn. Right, the new partners, that the MOU signing and all these things. So well done on that. Yeah.
Okay, so number 7 is the one that relates back to our virtual customer experience. So for this example, we actually put the live streaming experience center. So I mean, of course, we already have the VR, but another way to actually extend it is through doing live streaming. So people actually see the real thing rather than seeing a VR version of the experience center.
Absolutely. I just came across one video that they used a small drone, and this was actually done in Penang Science Center. Penang Science Center. If you just can Google Penang Science Center, they've been doing this live streaming over Facebook and inviting people to have a look at their experience center. And so they use the drone and they do a live feed to Facebook Live. I thought it was quite interesting. And then after that, they have talks and panel discussion, things like that. Okay, let's move to number 6.
So the last one are, the common metrics. So for example, we do a regular review of our ranking on Google search based on the keywords that we select, number of visitors to our landing page, our engagement metrics, number of viewers, shares, reposts, events. So for example, when we do webinars, whether we get good leads or any, like they answer the surveys and whether they want us to contact them for further presentation. And number 5 would be the MQL, how many number of web inquiries that we receive.
Okay, wonderful. Excellent job. Okay, we'll move on to the next group. Let's look at group number 3.
In essence, we have been pushing cloud for quite a while. So we are currently at the act or convert stage of the race framework. So for this SOSTAC, bear in mind we are at that level and our product life cycle is also in the growth stage. So I think I'm already entering a bit in question number 1. So I'll just get Nurul to explain further on that.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks.
Nurul, over to you, Nurul.
Okay, hi. So where are we now? Like Daryl mentioned just now, we are in the growth stage in product life cycle. So for market opportunities, because of this pandemic situation, work from home is on demand. So they are also on demand for cloud connectivity and security. And second, under RMIT, BFSI industry, the bank, financial, insurance is required to recite data in Malaysia, be it in cloud and data center. The third one, oil and gas industry, is in the midst of digitalization for downstream and upstream. And over to you, Joe.
Where we want to be now, right? Is the objective of it. Definitely our vision will be the number 1 Malaysian on cloud aggregator. So in order for us to do this, we would like to promote further on AI capabilities to support the business innovation. And on top of that, we would like to increase the quantity of MQL through the form submission in our cloud landing page. And last but not least will be the conversion of SQL. So how do we get there? Okay, I'll pass it to Farina.
Basically, this was discussed during our day 2 on the strategy. So this, as you all know, we are at the growth stage now. And the strategy now is to reach out to our influencer, our key leaders. And then next is via social media. For example, it can be a contest or some interactions and so on. And from the marketing automation as well. I think this is added on. Okay. Currently, I think partly what we have in our marketing automation, there are some challenges, but we may need to explore on this. And from the conversion rate optimization, CRO, is to ensure that the leads that we have here, it is able to be converted as from MQL to SQL, is it now?
SQL,
right?
sales qualified leads.
Yeah, that's right, yes. And then personalization is more of, I think this is double. We have 5 and 6 here, personalized loyalty program as well as personalization, whereby if personalization is more communicating to targeted or specific customers, existing customers from the C-level or from what their interests are all about, and also personalized loyalty program. This is something that we need to explore, or not from only B2C perspective, but also from B2B perspective. This loyalty program. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a strategy. So I hand over to
I think Farina, before you hand over to the next person, I just want to add in terms of this strategy and how to get there. I think one of the things that you all should look into is to build a cloud community.
Okay.
So when you build a cloud community, say for example, you have it in your Facebook page. So you have a specific Facebook page that you want to build a cloud community. So then you can invite the influencers to give a talk, and then you can create some marketing automations whereby any interactions, somebody who has gone to your webinar, for example, you want to do remarketing with them, you want to ask them and invite them for a one-to-one pre-sales call, for example. So then it would drive your conversion rate optimization too. You're adopting the personalization. So one thing I think that's missing in this strategy is building community, a cloud community. I think that will really tie everything together.
I just want to understand if when you talk about cloud community, it is open up to anybody who has an interest in cloud, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you're from a B2C or B2B. Do we need to filter or
no? It's an open gate. Okay. It's an open gate.
All right.
Community.
So everybody can rush to the gate. Okay, all right.
Even if you are at the growth stage, I think it's always good to position yourself as a market leader in cloud services. So a market leader will be somebody who is open to everybody who is interested. Okay. So it could be also maybe undergrads in universities who's studying IoT, for example, or from the faculty of computer engineering, for example. And if you want to join this community, absolutely fine. Because I think the benefit of doing that is that number one, it positions you as a market leader in Malaysia. And number two, it differentiates yourself from the international cloud service provider. Because Google don't do this a lot. Amazon doesn't do this a lot. Because they just don't have the manpower to do this, right? But TM1 can do this. Then over time, once you grow the community, then you can make it gated a bit lah. Gated a bit. Then you can do your segmentation, the business owners, the CTOs, the SME market by industry sectors. Then you do gated lah. Then, but at the gate goal at the beginning, no gate.
Hello, assalamualaikum. Good afternoon. Okay, all right. So for the influencer part on the strategy, so the tactics is we will try to approach the influencer for the KOL and build a partnership with them. Okay, and social media, I think the tactics is we can create contests or challenges in the social media channels for awareness lah, and for them to increase the traffic to the websites. And for the marketing automation, so we will optimize the product tracking.
Yes.
And the scoring for automatic MQL scoring. So it will be, so that is the automation parts that we will be working on lah. For the conversion rate optimization, we will keyword research for the cloud computing. So it will improve the conversion rate optimization and also create an A/B test for the landing page for 1 week. So means every time we want to have an idea for the landing page, we would create. It would be suggested best to do a A/B test.
So are you suggesting that you have two versions of the landing page?
Yes.
So probably the copy is changed or things like that, right?
Yes, maybe a copy change or the layout change.
Or even the image.
Yes.
Right, and the call to action button, for example.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right.
And for the personalization is number 5, personalized information regarding the interested solution by the visitor. It is, for example, cloud service offering by vertical. Let's say if the people coming from the BFSI industries, so the cloud landing page will be personalized for them automatically. So based on based on the previous engagement with them lah. So the website is personally catered for them. Okay, and the loyalty program, personal loyalty program is just maybe we can do some offering promotion for the product as a value added service for the returning customer lah. That's how we can increase the sales for them with them. And okay, for the nurturing the cloud community, the tactics we can build a cloud community using a social media group or a webinar. Then gather all the community there, and much more easier to work for the next step lah.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Carol. Move now, Zaiti.
So basically, the plan for Group 3 for cloud is very related to the previous portion. So for the keywords, there's two types of keywords that we will need to identify, generic and specific. Something like cloud solution, data center, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, network security, cloud computing, and if something more specific, like cloud service provider in Malaysia. So for the contests or challenges, it can be based on season or festive contests. Like for instance, in September, we have like Malaysian Day, so we can have Malaysian Day contest. And we need to find a way to make it related back to the solution or the campaign. If like for challenges, perhaps can do like a hashtag challenge, make something popular, for instance, like hashtag moving forward with Cloud Alpha. So any contest or any pictures, videos or comments that we want the consumers to post inside our social media channel, they have to do the same hashtag. We want to make it popular lah. For the Pardot or automation, we can optimize the lead maturity discourse to qualify leads on priority basis.
Yes.
For the influencer, once we have identified, because there's several types of influencers, right? Nano, micro, macro, mega influencers. So once we have identified the influencers and tag them to their forte or expertise, we can invite them to attend events, webinars. Then they can share our social media postings. Perhaps they can write reviews on their social media channels or blogs about the event or about the product or technology themselves, and insert backlink to our website. For promotions or content, personalized contents, we can tailor the content to verticals and also any types of promotions. For instance, if there's a new users, we can give them special offers like special discounts, cloud credits, and for existing customers, maybe promotion, buy 2 free 1, something like that. The last one is loyalty program. For instance, like we give TM1 awards to our consumers or customers. For instance, like best digital journey in Malaysia.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. Over to you, Siri.
Hi, everyone. Okay. After we have done all the actions described by Zaiti just now, so we do have 4 types of control mechanism, whereby number 1, we should have the qualitative feedback from the hosted event that we have, and also influencers engagement. Number 2, we do have tools, which is reporting performance. We would like to see and analyze the sessions, bounce rate, session from duration from Google Analytics. We would like also to optimize the keyword search. Currently, we do have the keyword search, but we would like to optimize it further, and we share the insight with the content team so that they can produce more content according to the demand from the audience. We would like to also evaluate the performance of each content and share the insights with the content team as well. For the social media performance, again, the performance will be done regularly, and then we will share which one is the most popular content. Of course, again, the process is we need to have a regular review, and we set the KPI for conversion.
Yeah.
For people, we do the engagement with the influencers and also the advocates to make sure that they speaks and they share about our cloud initiative.
Okay, so you have an engagement metric
Yes.
in terms of how much they share.
Yeah, that one can be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Siri, I like point number one because qualitative feedback or soft metrics is very important, especially when it involves webinars or hosted events or influencer engagement. I think quality feedback is very, very important here.
Yeah.
So well done. Well done. Let's move on to group number 4.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So for this SOSTAC assignment, we use our BPO, and eventually the whole team. It's actually item number 1 is actually the moment of truth for all of us, my team member. All right, because we need to accept the fact that BPO once was our crown jewel, the thing that we are proud of. We obtain, we gain almost like a big market share. Okay, we were top of the town. I think we were the hot search. I think just now, David, you show us the result. So BPO were those days, and then it had been quiet for I think more than 2 years. Okay, it's quite hard for team member to accept to share it out and then to accept what had happened, the situation analysis. So then we get stuck also. It should be introductory or reintroductory. So we call you in just now. So we decided that it's actually the reintroductory of TM1 BPO. All right. So it's return of the TM1 BPO. So that's all for number 1. Okay, thank you, David. So we want to be. We want to be more than what we have done before. Okay, we have captured a few significant big brands before, and then we lost it. Okay, and then we want to be the trusted partner. Okay, in digital business outsourcing. It's not only business outsourcing, but it's actually digital business outsourcing. And then leveraging on what we have offshore, overseas, especially in Indonesia. We want to venture, we want to capture more than Malaysia market. Okay, Malaysia +1 in this context. Okay, how we gonna reach there? So this is about how we're gonna reach there through strategy. Of course, we need to rely on our own in-house website. It has to be very user-friendly. Okay, people won't get lost in our website. Okay, it's very important because website is one of our content place. People come to our website first. User-friendly website. And then second is actually we need to have collaboration, partnership with global technology partners, especially in the realms of BPO, business process outsourcing. Things have been evolved very fast. Okay, and then working in a physical call center is no longer a must. Okay, a mandatory thing. Leveraging on technology, we can have agents residing at their own safe zone. Okay, it's safe for others also, and then maintaining the business process ongoing. Okay, so we want to leverage on-site, which is of course again is actually content marketing. But what it would be through customer testimonial, especially when we enable them to swing from their physical call center to their own staff safe zone. Okay, their own house. Okay, and then through various technology, of course, infrastructure, our digital infrastructure, and also our digital platform, and also digital engagement. This is actually the important ingredient in BPO. So we need their testimonial. Okay, of course, we need their referral, okay, specific industry or how they implement it. Then we have potential to reach out to new client.
Yep.
And then of course, offsite, we can access to various platforms to check on the health status of our potential client. We got a tool actually. We got a tool. I call it as a crawler. We crawl the social media. We crawl the white space. Okay, or publicly available website. We crawl, and then we can gather the general public feedbacks on certain situation. Okay, that will be translated more in number 4. We narrow it down to the how to say the tactics, how we approach potential client while keeping our existing client trust with us. We would like to post more exposure on BPO every month. Okay, not only article but maybe footages. Okay, what's going on in our agent's environment. Okay, how the agent managing the customers and also managing our life. Okay, I think this will trigger some emotional part of a lot of organization, how they pivot through this pandemic season. Okay, trade website, CCAM and COPC, all this sort of how to say industrial accredited website. Okay, we got associated with them, and then easier for us to gather more traffic flow inside, more exposure and more awareness in the market. Okay, SEO for local and international. We will leverage on social media also. Okay, and then
what do you mean by upskilling BPO through social media?
This one, I think what was meant by this, if I'm not mistaken, because I think the whole sentence got changed a bit. So this is actually upselling.
Upselling, okay.
Okay. Upselling, correct. So
okay, I changed for you lah.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Yeah, now I get my storyline back again. This is actually the story on the tactic that we want to leverage on the social media crawler. We'll use this crawler to crawl the social media and also white space. And then we can approach those customers who receive, I think, not so positive feedbacks on their social media. A lot of organizations are having social media. And then a lot of users will be posting not so friendly comments. So we're leveraging on the analytic tools, AI tools, and then we can push the BPO to them. So two products that we can actually showcase to the market.
Yes.
Which are the social media analytic and also the BPO services. All right. So the plan is actually AI, leveraging on AI, machine learning. So this can be done by the crawler that we mentioned just now. And then of course the crawler is actually algorithm software application that we use. We need to have human intervention to understand the context behind it. Okay. At times like myself, I also don't use nasty words directly. So I would say not so positive. So what it means by not so positive? So we need a human involvement to analyze the emotion part of it. So we'll bundle this one as a BPO service. Shall they want us to manage their social media, all right, or manage the sentiment, the market sentiment, okay? And then like other teams mentioned also, I shall not dwell on it, Google Ads and keyword search, all right? And then the control is actually constant review. It's a cadence, okay? We need to start small, okay? And then keep it short, don't drive people time and energy for too much, okay? They know what they should be doing, and then we can act on it quickly. Agile methodology.
So over to you, group number 5.
Hi, Cikgu. So on the group 5, the team is on the connectivity services. So number 1, where are we now? The situation analysis. as we all know, actually our core and bread butter is connectivity. So in terms of brand and commercial growth is as national telco network infrastructure provider, and based on the current performance within the TM1, actually our connectivity product and services actually we can consider as saturated, and in the way it's matured. It's just what we need to defend thoroughly to avoid more churn or more and sustain the retention. And most important, we have to go on the push more on the upselling stage.
Okay, I'm not sure about the upselling stage. I think when you are currently right now at the maturity stage or saturated stage, you need to diversify. You need to cross-sell. So connectivity as the main bread and butter. So you need to cross-sell to, for example, cloud services, especially smart services. So it's not about upselling, it's about cross-selling. It's about diversifying your revenue from connectivity.
Yeah, agreed, Cikgu.
Okay,
that,
right.
That one will be on our next pillar on the tactical strategy.
Yes, all right.
So in terms of the customer insight, they are CTM1 as a connectivity company, but not in the non-connectivity players. So other than connectivity, we are slow in our execution, deployment, response on the feedback, complaints, because most of the processes, the people, the enabler part is designed and implement based on the connectivity punya environment. And marketplace opportunities will be in terms of the current for the connectivity will be mainly on the technology upgrade, which is we might bundling with the packages to suit with the customer requirement.
Yep.
And the last one on the competitor benchmark based on the team feedback and the real situation, we always lose to our other SI provider such as NTT, Time.com, Hightech Padu, Maxis, and Symphonet. Now, not to say right now, I think those the management and the team we started starting a few already a few years to move away from the pure connectivity players. So we want to groom into the non-connectivity players like IoT, securities, professional services, smart services, blockchain, and so on. So in towards this, we want to tap into the underserved market. For example, like within TM1, we have like HQ and the states. State also divided into northern, southern, eastern, Sabah, Sarawak. And based on the team feedback, the current stage that penetration is about 30%, which is considered as low lah. Still low lah.
Still a lot of potential lah.
Correct, lot of potential. And then of course we want to seen as the trusted brand and IT company lah, especially in Malaysia. Right. Next one, in terms of the strategy, how do we get there? Number one, to do a user-friendly website. Like Cikgu mentioned just now, what you mean by the user-friendly website? The team at Degree is more like humanized website. For example, maybe in terms of like not only Word, not only the reporting, not only the document, we might to embed the element of the intelligent chatbot or the live chat agent punya more meaningful lah.
Okay.
And then next one, in terms of self-service portal, for example, like Odella, transparency in website, and the last one, I think this is we think this is quite important, the collaboration with the partners.
What kind of partners? What kind of partners?
In terms of the ICT partners.
ICT partners.
More their forte, they are more their niche in their product.
Okay, ICT partners. All right. And Odella is your own self-service portal?
Maybe Fairuz can add on.
Odella is actually
marketplace.
Okay. It's actually a SME bank kind of marketplace, a platform where the whole idea is SME bank, they actually want to help the STTF. I don't know, STTF is what that grant and that loan thing. So they wanted that Ordela to be like a self-serving portal.
Okay, it's kind of like, would you say a community SME bank community website?
To help SMEs, yeah.
Okay,
To help
right.
SMEs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Understand. All right, thank you. Thanks for explaining that. Okay, so
Right,
number 4.
in terms of the how do we get there? Of course, this is like a common the strategic collaboration, the promotions, when promotion, the campaign. Maybe it's we can consider as the BAU, but we might need to do differently, so that because we want to push on the product, that kind of product, bundle package, POC. Normally, cikgu, the customer that need, of course, the yang product yang jarang dijual, jarang dipakai, they always request like POC first, then only they evaluate and assess before they provide the business to TM1.
Yeah, so you need a proof of concept first, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And then the strategic marketing activities, and the last one in terms of the VVIP tagging. Some, not to say some, there is possibility that customer, there is sentiment of afraid if anything happen, what's the support, how they SLA, what kind of treatment. So there is a possibility to offer like if they subscribe this within internally, we can give support, the premium support to them, but we need to put them under VVIP tagging within our ecosystem, our system.
Understand. You basically segmentize your very important customers.
Correct.
Yeah. So on this section of the SOSTAC, because this is done more like a narrative, narrative. So it means you have a script. How do we exactly get into there? I think all the team members need to come in together and really give some example. When you talk about strategic collaboration, what do you mean by what kind of strategic collaboration? So give some examples, what kind of promotions, what type of campaigns. So be more elaborate in your examples so that at least you know the directions. It gives you that vision and the directions to get exactly how do you get there. So team member, please take note, you need to be more explicit. You need to elaborate. Just give example. Whether those examples are right or wrong, it doesn't matter in moment of time. At least there's a clarity in terms of where you want to head to.
So for the plan is there is two. Number one is to buy keyword on the website. These are the four keyword that we think this might be possible to work for this connectivity, secure connectivity, hybrid.
All right. On keywords, there are two types of keywords. One is branded keywords, and the other one is unbranded, which is product keywords. Are you suggesting that you're only going to buy branded keywords? That means you have TM1 secure connectivity instead of buying unbranded keywords like secure connectivity. I don't really encourage you that you buy branded keywords because people may be clicking for the wrong reason. It's always good to identify those keywords as unbranded first. So just make that change. All right, Izani?
Okay, noted. Right. And number two is the upgrade campaign, which is, for example, like for the certain customer that subscribe to IPVPN, one of the product for connectivity, to be bundled or to be add with the SD IPVPN or hybrid solution.
All right.
So the last one, did we get there for the control part? This is via Google Analytics tools. And then number two is through user experience review. It's either maybe through digital or through the word of mouth. And then dashboard analysis. And the last one, Pardot or SFDC, sales cloud that currently being used by the team for the conversion rate.
Okay. So on this section itself, again, be more elaborate. Like, for example, Google Analytics tools, what are the metrics that you're going to measure?
Okay.
Right. So for the qualitative user experience review, what are the sentiments that you want? So probably this is your NEP's review. Then your dashboard analysis, what are the informations that you need to analyze? Yeah, you have your conversion rate there. So did we get there? So you probably got to put in your current conversion rate. What is your current conversion rate? And then what is your goal for your conversion rate? So if, for example, your conversion rate right now is 5%, and your target is 10%, you want to double the conversion rate, then you know you have arrived. right? So you need to set the matrices, the measurements, and the goals in the control section. So do be more elaborate.